do an art, whether it's Aiki, karate, whatever, you have a procedure that's standard. Otherwise, if you do your karate any old way and you do your karate any old way, you can't call it an art. It's just free training. Okay? So in reality, for self-defense, very seldom will you even see a lunge punch. And almost never a yoka manuchi. You might see a front kick. You'll see a reverse punch. You'll see a jab. Right? So all the techniques you see in the street nowadays, you don't see in Aikido. Like that. Okay. So now if I go like this, and I receive this, I don't get the float. Look at this. I cannot float him. Right? Now we have a problem, because that's what we don't deal with. Okay? Because our attacks are based on hand versions of sword techniques. So you get shomen, yokomen, ski. See what I'm saying? Again, it's old style old style self-defense brought through the art and brought into today. So if he does a reverse punch, I can get out of the way okay, but if I were to try to tenkan and float him, not a smart move. And yet I can't stay here because he could hit me with the other hand. See what I'm saying? So I got to get out of the way some way. So I'll hankai, I'll half turn. And what I'm going to do is just relax my back knee like this and touch his hand, touch his fist. Okay? And then you might say, he'll pull this back, and we'll cover that later. Right now he's going to stem it out. Okay? Bend the knee, relax. And I'm going to turn from here. Now, no big fall. All right, but is that fair? Okay, you have to fall, right?
Absolutely.
All right, now let's go at a moderate speed, and you can tell me if you feel like you can hit me. Yes or no? No. Okay, now, it is possible that if you are too rigid here, and you wait and you try to figure this out, he's going to clock you. Okay, so you have to get the turn and the... So he almost has to punch around his head to get to you. Also, don't take a big tenkan when you throw him, because if you start doing this, that other hand comes into play. Instead, just open this hip. And that's why you have a little pressure here. Don't even have to lock his wrist. There's a big gap here he's waiting to fall into, so you take advantage of that. So what you have is, okay, simple. Okay, he's in tight, 1, 2. Okay? Now, I can block with this hand, but now that hand's going to hit me. And I have to block with this arm. Or I can just tap it from the inside and then block with this arm. That's easy. So, whether or not I tap this from the outside, I can tap this from the inside. When the cross comes, my elbow goes to the outside of it. This is a 1-2 combination. This originally was taught to me by the late Don Ange, and I'm just making variations of it. Okay, he would do something like this. He'd go 1, 2. Okay, I'm trying to work it off the same entry we did before, so you don't have to go, oh, he's doing a jab cross. I have to change my posture. Okay, if you're doing an Aiki defense and you did a jab cross, you go 1, 2. Right? But we're going to do it off the same type thing. We're going to go 1 catch, and now the elbow is going to go up. Notice my weight's back. I still want to get my head away. Now, you're doing it well. I'm getting it in. I would, if I were going to correct this, you may want to do this for a while the way you're doing it to get comfortable. So if I would correct this, I would say stay there more, and let it ride on my arm rather than move my body to the outside.
Right.
So this is where it's going to be. He's going to extend more.
Right.
So you go into the same thing that you had before, because he's overextended.
Yes.
Okay? But you're not going to. There are a few different ways of dealing with a front kick. The easiest way to start off with is, are you going to do a right front kick to my groin? Okay? Just turn your body, get out of the way. Okay? And just hook his leg. Okay? Now, you remember the jab where we hooked and we let him draw us in. we're gonna do a similar thing, but we're not gonna let him draw us in, because if he pulled us in, we'd be pulled down here right into his fists. Right, that wouldn't be, not good for my face, okay? So I go like this, and I just touch this. Hard to pull that back, right? Can you pull? Yeah, can you
No,
pull?
I can't pull.
Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is go down on my right leg, and turn my hips. Now, you're going to want to push onto your forward leg. You can do that, it will work, but to the best of your ability, you want to go down and rotate, still weight on the back leg. Okay, so watch. Sure. That simple? Nothing to it. You can do it. A lot of schools deal with this. They usually throw a seirei-nage or another technique. Almost nobody deals with this. Okay? Now, self-defense schools will have you grab his hair, punch his groin, stomp on his foot. All good stuff. Please feel free to do that in reality. No one on the street expects you to pose for the cover of Aikido News. So do whatever you need to do to make self-defense work. But what we're trying to do now is stay within an Aiki format. So he does a head choke, and I'm going to dip on the back knee, turn my hip, and dip again. Dip on the back knee, turn. I wish I could be more consistent in my seminars. You know, I tend to do these disparate things that don't have a theme. So it's harder for you to learn. This comes straight out of Kamishin Aiki-ju-jutsu, Yondan. We have it in Dakushin Aiki-ju-jutsu, Yondan as well. Notice my feet are relatively even. You got it. Yeah. You can touch it. Okay. Not like this. Blocking my motion. It's not like this because I'm breaking my own neck. Relatively even. Down on the right. Transfer. Down on the right again.
I don't want to just say one every time.
Is that fair?
Yeah, no, same.
Have slow motion, no effort.
You never come back out, right? You reps?
No, he might bring me back up by tightening, but I go down, out, down. Go away, down, out, down. Another type of attack. Yes, sir.
Sorry. No, go ahead, Ken.
Yeah.
I once had a guy try to grab my collar and pull me down into a knee
Yes.
and in the street, and
Yes.
I wasn't sure what to do, but I got
Okay,
out of it.
well, what's the tendency when he first grabs you by the collar and pulls you, what do you want to do?
Pull back.
You want to pull back. That's the wrong thing to do. But if you go down, there's his knee. All right, I'm going to refer you to karate, and then we'll Aikiize it. So, I don't know, you guys don't know hand 4, but I'll explain what it is. You just grab my head, you bring me over your knee, and I go like that. You can't get that knee, right? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's right.
And you can't pull my head down to it, okay? So that's what we're going to start off with. Yes, he's grabbing my lapels instead of my head. The head's actually a better purchase than the lapels. Let's grab the head. Is it okay?
Yes.
So he's going to grab my hand, I'm going to go here. Okay, now the problem is, once I'm here, what do? Well, karate would have you thrown, or have you punch him. We don't want to do that, okay? So we're going to go like this, pass this leg, and sit our head down on his chest. Just go like this.